Welcome everyone. This is Araceli in the channel Build Wealth with Araceli. We give a lot of tips about building your wealth. That's exactly what we want to do. And today I have an amazing guest. She is a mortgage broker, and I'm going to let her introduce herself so you can get to know her. And we're going to talk about about some of the benefits of refinancing. Raman, welcome. Can you please introduce yourself and tell me exactly what you do?
Hi, Araceli. Thanks for having me on your channel. I'm super excited to talk about refinancing and how it's beneficial to your clients as well as other people just looking
Yeah.
to build wealth. I am a mortgage broker out here in Ontario, but I am licensed to provide mortgages across Canada. So a lot of my clients come from Ontario mainly, but we are venturing out into other parts of Canada, except for Quebec, because they have a lot of little guidelines that, take a lot of time for us to get approved to do mortgages there. But I'm happy to help anybody across Canada here.
Oh, that's amazing. So Raman, we were talking about, last time that we met about, and let me tell you guys that it is super important that when you are trying to do something that is financial, that you have the right people to talk to, the right professionals. And I do the financial planning, and I'm kind of like the first person to look at, hey guys, you have all this debt, you have all of these things, you're trying to pay your mortgage, and there's too many moving parts. And at that point, when I see somebody that has a lot of debts, especially credit card debt, to possibly do a reconsolidation if they have enough equity in their home. And that's why I wanted to bring you on today, because the next professional that you need to speak to, if you feel that there's something that you're going to be doing like that maybe your credit cards are getting a little bit out of hand, maybe you have a line of credit, a whole bunch of things that maybe if you put it together might be the right solution. So when speaking to Raman, I said, okay, I know that you really do a lot of refinances, and you're the perfect person to talk about this. So tell me, what would you say that you see right now with people? What are the type of people that are doing refinances?
So a lot of the clients that I have that come for a refinance, there's really many reasons that you can
Mm-hmm.
refinance your home, but the overall big goal that they have is to save money in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is one of the greatest reasons to refinance, especially if you're carrying a lot of debt load that's holding you back in life from achieving some bigger financial goals that you may have.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is exactly what happens, because when you have a lot of credit cards and you're paying the minimum payment on each one, what is going to happen is you're never going to pay them because you're only paying the interest. So
Exactly.
the balance doesn't go down, right? So that takes us to the number one benefit, which is to lower your monthly expenses. If you
Exactly.
put it all together, can you explain that, how it works?
Yes, definitely. So by refinancing, let's say you have a first mortgage and you have a little bit of credit card debt on each, like let's say 4 different credit cards. You're paying your mortgage every month, you're paying your credit cards every month, and then you may have a line of credit, a personal line of credit with a higher interest rate, and all of your payments are spread out to all of these liabilities. They are liabilities. The only good debt there is your mortgage. So the bad debt is weighing down your credit and you're paying out all of these interest payments versus actually tackling the balance on these credit cards and loans.
Mhm.
So refinancing actually helps you consolidate everything into one, therefore securing a lower monthly payment, because when you consolidate everything into a mortgage, you're actually paying a lower interest rate on all of that debt versus paying, let's say, 5.5% on your mortgage, but you're paying 19.99% on 5 credit cards. And
Or
your personal,
more.
exactly, or more, depending on where your credit score lies. So a lot of people don't know that if you have a lower end on the credit score spectrum, once you get approved for a 23% credit card, you will only get approved for a 23% or more in the future unless you tackle that debt. So that's one of the hidden secrets that a lot of people don't know. A lot of consumers think, hey, I got approved for a credit card. That's great. It's not great once you look at how much interest is going out every month and you're not really tackling that balance. So that's why you actually lower your interest rate. Even if you have a mortgage that's in the 5.5%, people look at that 5.5 and they're like, oh, you're paying too much interest. But if you think about it in the long run, you're saving interest on the credit cards and the loan that you have out under your name. That helps you improve your monthly expenses, where you improve a little bit of cash flow,
Yeah.
and then you improve your credit score as well.
Oh, absolutely. And this is one of the things that most people don't really go into the details. I always tell my clients, the devil is in the details. And when you put all of these together, the same month, even if you keep the same monthly payment, let's say that your payments are $2,000, like you're paying 1,000 for your mortgage, 500 and 500, and
Exactly.
the total of 2,000. But the way that you're spreading and that what you're paying is not the same if you put it all together with a smaller interest payment. So that's the second benefit, to make sure that you lower your overall interest. And obviously you're going to be eliminating that debt as well.
Yes.
That's what you want. So what is the third benefit of doing a refinance?
Well, the other benefit of doing a refinance is you're going to be paying off your home faster. The money you save on the interest will enable you to pay down your principal quicker, which allows you to increase your long-term savings. It allows you to do some home renovations or pull out some of that equity that you have built up to invest in, bigger goals that you have for yourself that can take you, to making more money without putting more time into it. You will be making more money without having to expend your time by working all the time. So that's what we show, that refinancing is actually better for you in that long run, because you're going to be using your money for yourself and not having to work for that money on the other end.
Correct. But now there's a caveat here, because a lot of people, and I've seen it many, many times, what they do is they get into debt, they refinance, they pay the debt, and they go back and they do the same thing.
Yes.
You need to have a plan in order for you to utilize it correctly. Debt is not bad unless you don't use it correctly. And
Exactly.
this is just because most people don't have a plan of what to do. Doing refinance is totally fine, and there's lots and lots of benefits. But if you continue do this, every few years, and you're not getting any assets when you're doing the refinance, or paying down your mortgage, or doing something that is actually going to bring you some money, then it basically you're not doing it correctly. And that's why it's important to meet with somebody like Raman, that she can explain you all of the little different things, like your credit score, how can you improve it, how you can refinance it, and come up with a plan. I usually help my clients. I do not help them with the mortgage. That's why we have, professionals like Raman to help you go over and navigate through that. That's why it's so important to continue to revisit your finances. So when you work with clients, Raman, what do you see them, after they refinance? Do you continue to be in touch with them and put a plan together for them to use that money?
Exactly. So if I have clients that are actually taking out equity from their property, when you are applying for a mortgage that is under a refinance umbrella, we want to know, if you're taking out a lot of money, what are you using it for? Usually what clients are doing is fixing up their home so that the value of their property is also increasing with the times. But also, if they're taking out an investment loan, they can use that money for a bigger financial cushion or invest it. And if their plan is to invest some of that money, then we have a plan set out for them. You could put it into a mortgage incorporation corp, like a corp, that is, in the real estate market. So because real estate really does make money time over time, we try to show them, okay, what are the best smart ways to invest that money versus, blowing it off and, saying, oh, I have a vacation, and there's more where that came from. So, we try to help them plan it properly so that all that work that they've, done to acquire that equity does not go to waste.
Exactly. And I have a lot of my coaching clients that are in Canada. That's what they do. They actually take equity from their homes and buy property in the US. That's where I specialize on. And they start acquiring properties that are cash flow, or they do flips that create a chunk of money at the end. And then they continue to recycle that money, to continue to build their wealth, that's exactly what we are here. So remember, guys, that when you are doing any refinancing, anything like that, make sure that you talk to your financial advisor, that you go, or even if you are going to be buying your home or you want to buy a second home, you always talk to your mortgage broker and find out and do it as early as possible. Don't leave it for, oh, well, it's 2 years from now. It's never too early.
Yeah.
What do you recommend your clients to come in? How do you see the process going?
Especially if they're just willing to come look at the numbers, because the numbers is where people get scared. They don't want to know what the financial situation really looks like.
Tell me about it. It's been my space for the longest time, right?
And I understand that. I was one of those people before I became a mortgage advisor, and I realized knowing the numbers right at the beginning. So if you're scared, just talk to somebody, just pass that hurdle. You'll think that you're in a worse situation, but a lot of the clients that I help, they realize they're actually in a better situation than they thought they were, because you don't understand the moving pieces and how many products there are out there to help every client. We fit people into the mortgage, not the mortgage into the person. So we are trying to find the best product for you that will work and that will help you, reduce debt, save money, build equity faster, and eliminate that mortgage payment in the long run, because who wants a mortgage for 30 years anyway?
Oh my God, I don't want it for no years.
Exactly.
So the sooner you can pay that debt, it's the better. But it is right now, because of the circumstances, I see it everywhere, not only in Canada, but in the US as well. Things are going up tremendously. The homes are increasing in price. Everything else, like food and gas and everything else, is going up. So the more you manage your finances, remember all the little details that you do every day, it makes a big difference in the long run. And then if you are associated with somebody like Raman to help you navigate through all of the mortgage situation. Most people need a mortgage at least once in their lives, if no more, right? Do you have any recommendations from anybody that is maybe thinking about refinancing that they might be asking?
Well, I think what they're going to be looking for is, main thing is, do not change jobs. If you're making good money, keep that consistent income until you refinance. Because once you've refinanced and taken care of your financial situation, then you can look at, is my job good enough for a change right now? Do I need to change? Do I want to make more money? More money will help you with your mortgage. Do not buy big, high ticket items. Like, don't buy a car if you don't need it. I mean, don't try to, I tell all my clients, don't try to keep up with the Jonases. They're not really looking at what you're doing. Don't buy that car just right before a mortgage closes or right before you've eliminated all this debt. It's not worth the payment, because little things like a car payment, especially now when cars are costing $600, $700 a month, they're not really helping you qualify for more of a mortgage or bigger and better things, such as investing in a property that's going to give you like a decent cash flow, or helping you flip a property. There's things that will bog you down. So don't invest in things that will only be acquired as bad debt in the long run.
Well, that it's a very, very good advice, but it is the hardest thing to do from what I can see. And remember, like, it's not because we want to go out and spend. Sometimes we do, but yeah, I think you have a very good point, like keeping up with the Joneses. Look at your own situation, look at your own needs and wants, and forget about the other people. These people they're probably not even looking at you, what you have or what you don't have. So
that's right. I have a lot of people that, in the past, especially when the rates were really low and the economy was doing really well, interest rate wise, and the housing market was booming, people thought refinances are their way out to bail them out from debt. And it doesn't always work in your favor. If you're making bad financial decisions, then, even I cannot bail you out from that. It's you have to be very smart with your money. But it's not that you have to be smart on your own. You have someone in your corner, like myself, rooting for you and telling you exactly what you need to do. All you have to do is follow the steps and you're going to be all right. But if you start spending money frivolously, then you're not going to achieve the bigger goals at the timeline that you would like. You might have to extend that timeline, and nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to be, sticking to their goals and their timelines. So that is my biggest advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, everything touches money. Everybody that knows me, I always tell them that, because the school that your kids go to, the car that you drive, the house that you live in, whether you rent or buy, even the coffee that you take to work, do you buy Tim Hortons? Do you buy Starbucks? Or do you make coffee at home? All of that, in the long run, it has a cost attached to it. And that will either help you or not to get the goals that you want. And remember, always go back to the main goals. I just want to recap what we did today. So what are the benefits of refinance? Some of the things that could happen is that you're going to have to lower your monthly payments. That's number one. The second is you're going to lower your overall interest that you're paying, and therefore you're going to be paying that debt faster. And number three is you will pay your home faster, but you got to have a plan. That's the thing. If you just do it because you want to be bailed out, like Raman said, don't do that.
No.
You need to have a plan in order to do this. Refinance is actually a really good strategy, but with no plan, you go back to it. It all comes down to habits. Yes. Raman, has been a pleasure to have you here. I hope you can come back and give us a little bit more tidbits of wisdom when it comes down to mortgages. So
I would love to. I really hope your viewers found this information really helpful. If they have any questions for me, they can find me at Raman_Saini_mortgages on Instagram. That's my best way to reach me. I always check that account because that's where all the cool people are, apparently.
Okay, that's awesome. Good to know. And remember to subscribe so you can have more good information like this coming to you. So we'll see you at the next one. Thank you, Raman. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.